everybody to the second part of our July Community Wellness series. This evening, we are going to be doing some guided yoga. If you joined us 2 weeks ago, we did some at-home exercise. So the focus of the Community Wellness series this time around has been mind and body. We are joined here tonight by Justine Bacon. She is our yoga instructor. I'm going to read her bio so everybody can learn a little bit more about Justine, and then she will take on over with some guided yoga. Justine is a very intuitive teacher who builds the practice to suit the student. From her almost 10 years of teaching and even more years of study, she enjoys the benefits of many yoga practices and traditions. Her unique fusion style of teaching is intelligent, customizable, intriguing, and accessible. Justine has a range of teaching experiences, including, but not limited to, national and international retreats, group classes, private sessions, both virtually and in person, professional athletes, large festivals, workshops, corporate events, teacher trainings, and fundraisers. Her experience in teaching led her to open her own yoga studio, Yoga Brain, in East Falls in the fall of 2018. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, she closed the doors on her physical space in the summer of 2020 and continues to offer her services online and in person. To learn more about her teaching, opportunities to practice with Justine, or simply to ask a question, you can visit her website, www.justinebacon.com. So thank you, Justine, so much for joining us. We're going to make your video nice and big so everyone can see, and take us away.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me again. My name is Justine. I really appreciate being here. Couple of quick things before we get started. I'm going to share a playlist in the chat. If you would like to utilize a playlist, it's called Yoga for Stress Relief. I really love building playlists. It's something I do quite often for almost every occasion. So feel free to enjoy this playlist. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed making it. If you choose to practice with your own music, that's also very cool. Or if you prefer no music at all, it's completely your choice. It's your practice. Everything that we do tonight, I'll offer different ways to approach it. You know, the biggest thing to remember in your practice with yoga is that you are not using your body to get into the shapes. Rather, you're using these shapes, these postures to get into your body. So it's a change of perspective so that we are always honoring how we're feeling today, as opposed to yesterday or the day before, or comparing ourselves to what we think we should be able to quote unquote do. Everything is an offering. If there's something that does not feel great for you, or you know that it's something that you would prefer to avoid for any reason at all, you're absolutely welcome to opt out and do something else instead, and then join back in when we're moving past those postures. I designed a practice for tonight that will hopefully help to rid the body and the mind and the emotions from stresses from the day or from the week so far, or any anticipated stresses coming up for the rest of this week, and then start to settle us into a little bit more relaxation and release. We'll end with a guided meditation and a shavasana, and I'll leave a few minutes at the very end for any questions that you might have, or if you just want to chat. With that, if you happen to have any yoga blocks, a strap or a tie, or even an old t-shirt, you can absolutely grab a hold of that. If you have pillows, throw blankets, and of course your yoga mat, go ahead and grab that. You're absolutely welcome to use essential oils or light candles, as long as they're safely out of reach in your home and you're not going to accidentally knock them over. And of course, access to water is always a really great thing. Without further ado, we can get started, and I'll actually demonstrate on the mat back here for you. We'll get started in a child's pose. If you're familiar with these postures, you can go straight into them. And if not, no worries at all. I'll absolutely have the time and take the time to share with you what these postures look like. So in the child's pose, if you'd like to, you can take a wide-legged version This gives you a little bit more space to breathe, bringing the big toe bones to touch and then widening your knees toward the edges of your mat. Extend your arms out in front of you and gently release your forehead down to your mat. And just give yourself a few moments to settle in here. Breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. Taking a couple more clarifying breaths just like this, inhaling fully through your nose. And then exhaling to release. When you are ready, you'll begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And just know that you can always exhale through your mouth at any point in the practice to help release tension or excess heat. As you breathe in and out through your nose, feel the breath start to draw in from the back of your throat. Feeling it funnel in from that place rather than snipping the breath in through your nostrils. Imagine that you're creating a smile at the back of your throat. And then begin to feel your lungs fill evenly and completely on all sides, from the bottom to the top, inside to out, and the entire front and back of your body fills with breath. At the top of your next inhale, find a brief pause here. Hold the breath in, feel the fullness, and then maybe just sip in just a little bit more breath. As you're ready, you'll exhale out through your nose in a steady, controlled way. Placing consciousness into what is usually an automatic function, the breath. At the bottom of your next exhale, you'll take a pause there at the bottom and notice the emptiness, perhaps squeezing out just a little bit more of that extra residual breath by drawing your abdomen into your spine. As you're ready, you'll inhale deeply. As you reach the top of your inhale, you'll slide right back into your exhale, creating a circular rhythm. As you find the bottom of your exhale, you'll fill your body back up into the inhale so that there are no holds, pauses, or breaks in your breath. Begin to listen to the sound that your breath makes, that oceanic wave of breath. Relaxing the muscles of your face and jaw, allowing your tongue to float back away from your teeth. Soften the space between your eyes and smooth out your forehead. Feeling your shoulders settle away from your ears, feeling your hips weigh back towards your heels just a little bit more with weight. Taking an opportunity to connect yourself to a purpose, an intention, or even a dedication for your practice tonight. My offering to you is simply honoring your body and taking note as to what it is that you're feeling and what it needs and how you can be in service to yourself. Let's take one more full round of breath here in this child's pose. And on your next inhale, you'll extend your arms forward, keeping your forehead to the mat. As you exhale, simply sway and walk your arms over to the left, creating a side body stretch in the right side of your body. We'll breathe here for 3. In and out through your nose for 2. Taking one more full breath here. On your next inhale, you'll walk back through center. Your forehead is still connected to the mat. As you exhale, walking your hands over to your right side, creating space in your left side body. We'll breathe here for 3. 2. Last full breath. As you inhale, return back through center. Plant your hands under your shoulders and press up into your tabletop. Align your shoulders over your elbows and knees. Your shoulders over your elbows and your wrists, hips over your knees. And then you can either rest the tops of your feet directly to the mat or you can flip your toes under. This is your choice. See what feels best for you today. And if you like extra cushion underneath of your knees, you're welcome to place a blanket there. Find a neutral spine. Fan your fingers out and plant them firmly into your mat and feel your low abdomen tone in. Feel your tailbone stretch back towards your heels as the crown of your head reaches forward. On your next inhale, find cow pose, allowing your abdomen to lower, tailbone and gaze tilt up. As you exhale, find cat pose, rounding in through your spine, pressing down through your palms and shins, tailbone and gaze tilt under. Inhale, gliding open, find your cow. Exhale, rounding in for your cat. Continue to move and breathe here at your own pace. Starting to connect your breath and your movement together, allowing your body to reflect the breathing. Notice if you feel any choppiness of your breath. Notice if you feel any choppiness in your movement. Begin to invite more warmth and fluidity into your spine through these movements. See if you can smooth out your movements, smooth out your breath, and allow both to become a little bit larger. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath and movement here. And as we all breathe at different paces, you may get an extra breath or 2, and that's quite all right. Go ahead and return to a neutral spine. Walk your hands slightly further out in front of you. Flip your toes under. Inhale to lift up off of your mat, hovering your shins in a hovering tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog, shifting your hips back. And begin to pedal through your feet here. Stretching out through your toes, through your arches, and the backs of your legs. Allow the crown of your head to release down to the mat, finding a soft gaze behind you, either in between your feet, towards the back of your mat. When you're ready, you'll find stillness in your downward dog. Reconnecting with your breath. If you find your breath becoming short or labored at any point, you can focus on lengthening through your exhales. And also, see if there's something you can do to invite more ease into what you're doing. Is there a place that you can relax? On your next inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. As you exhale, slowly walk to the top of the mat. At the top of your mat, place your feet at least hips width apart, maybe even a little bit wider. Keep a bend into your knees. Hug your elbows for Ragdoll. Find a gentle sway from side to side. Gently rocking your head yes and no. We'll breathe here for 3. 2. Last full breath. So heel your feet back to about hips width so that your knees draw a straight line down to your ankles, and slowly roll yourself to stand. Take a couple of breaths to get there, rolling one vertebrae at a time. Rising up slowly. As you reach the top, inhale to sweep your arms overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reaching your arms overhead, look up. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Engaging through your core, lead with your heart, find a forward fold. Inhale, rising to a halfway lift. Place your hands to your shins, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Again, inhale, rising to stand. One breath brings you all the way to the top. Sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reaching your arms up overhead. As you exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, high mountain, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching your arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Last one. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, hands to heart, Samasthiti. Inhale, reaching your arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, rise to a halfway lift. This time, as you exhale, find a high plank, plant your hands. Step back, pausing here. Align your heels over the balls of your feet, shoulders over elbows and wrists. Inhale to hinge forward. As you exhale, gently lower your knees. Core is engaged. Bend your elbows as they hug in toward your ribs. Lower all the way down. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rising, low cobra. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Let's take a few more of those. Inhale, low cobra, peel open. Exhale, lowering down. 2 more. Inhale, up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, rising up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, rise up, press down through your hands. Lift yourself as high as you can. Keep your legs connected to the mat so you get a nice full body stretch in this seal position. Inhale fully, shoulders down, heart lifts. Exhale, child's pose. Stretch your hips back to your heels. Full breath in, full breath out in child's pose. On your next inhale, find tabletop, flip your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll breathe here for 5. In and out through your nose for 4. 3. 2. 1 more full breath here in downward dog. On your next inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, walk forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. If you happen to have a block, you can go ahead and place it into your upper inner thighs. If you do not, that's okay. Place your feet hips width apart. Again, I'll show you where, as opposed to the outer edges of your hips, you want to have the front hip bones of your hips drawing a straight line down to your knees, knees down to your ankles. I'll turn to face you for this next portion. With the block, you'll hug in. Without the block, you'll feel your inner thighs engaging in toward one another. Inhale for chair pose, bend your knees. Sit your hips back, lift your chest. Gaze forward, breathe here. Feel your shoulders settle down. If your shoulders feel a little bit tight, find a wider V. It doesn't have to be all the way up by your arms. You want to have openness and release in your shoulders. We're just going to find a little bit of pulsing. Inhale, stand a little bit taller. You can even stand fully straight. As you exhale, pulse down. Inhale, just lift out. Exhale, pulse down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale. Pause here in your chair pose. If you have your block, you can place the block down. Take 1 more full breath in. As you exhale, find a forward fold. So heel your feet all the way together. Inhale, high mountain. Stand tall, reaching both arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. You can place your hands to your hips here, or you can inhale your arms overhead. You'll pivot to the right, step your right foot to the back of the mat. If your arms are overhead, you can bring them down to your hips at this point. Just a little bit more balance to pivot with your arms overhead as opposed to your hips. You want to widen your feet a generous amount. If you have sciatic issues, Keep the outer edges of your feet parallel to the outer edges of your mat. Otherwise, you're welcome to go a little bit deeper, pressing your heels further out. Extend your arms out to a T. Turn your right foot out to face the back of your mat. Let's find warrior two. Bend into your right knee. Place weight to the outer edge of your left foot. And then just find what feels like center. Find a gaze off of your front fingertips. We'll breathe. 4, 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, straighten your right leg, turn your right foot in, left foot out. Exhale, warrior two. Take a moment to settle in. The tendency is to really reach forward here, so perhaps start to reach back so that you have a nice long upright spine. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1 more full breath here. On your next inhale, straighten your left leg. Place your hands back to your hips. Inhale to lift your chest, look up. As you exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Take your time. Keep your core nice and engaged as you hinge forward. And then place your hands to the mat or on top of your blocks. We'll breathe here for 5. On your next inhale, rise to a halfway lift. Pause here. Place your hands back to your hips. Rise all the way up through center as you inhale. Exhale, you'll step to the back of the mat. Bring your hands by your sides. If you used a block, you can go ahead and grab the block from the front of your mat and bring it with you. Otherwise, you're welcome to pause here. For those of you not using a block, to find a little bit more depth, bring your feet all the way together, inner thighs hug in, inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, lift your hips, reach your arms overhead. This time, we're gonna find an open arm twist. Take your left hand, place it to the outer edge of your right thigh. Keep your right arm open. So for your right side, it'll look just like this. Gaze up towards your right palm. And whatever wall is to your right, make sure your palm is facing that wall. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Switch sides. Right hand reaches down, left arm reaches up. 5 breaths. Last full breath in. As you exhale, return back through center. Stand tall, place your hands to your hips. Toe heel your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Turn your toes slightly out. Again, having your hands to your hips just gives you a little bit more stability. Bring your hands back to your heart. When you're ready, you'll find Malasana, Yogi squat. Sit your hips all the way down towards your heels. Now the tendency is to kind of collapse inward. Keep your spine long, chest open, shoulders down. Use your elbows to guide your knees open. Placing weight to the outer edges of your feet. Let's take 1 more full breath in. As you exhale, forward fold, place your hands to the mat, lift your hips. Toe heel your feet all the way together. Inhale, high mountain, standing tall. As you exhale, you'll pivot back to the left, opening your arms to a T. Turn your left foot out, Bend into your warrior two. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, extended side angle. Rest your left arm to your thigh. Sweep your right arm by your ear. Find that nice long side body stretch. You can either gaze down for stability at your big toe or up underneath your arm toward the ceiling. Last full breath. Inhale, rise up through center. Turn your left foot in, right foot out. Exhale, extended side angle. Last full breath here. Inhale, rising up through center. Turn both feet in. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Plant your hands down to the mat. This time, let's add a twist in. Place your left hand underneath of your eyes. Keep your hips nice and square. Inhale, right arm peels open. 5 breaths. One more inhale to reach up. As you exhale, lower your right hand down. Place it underneath of your eyes. Inhale, left arm peels open. 5 breaths. One more inhale to reach. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, rising to your halfway lift. Open your arms to a T. Pause here as you exhale. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, standing Shavasana at the top of your mat. Inhale, reaching your arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, Samasthiti. Now, if you'd like, we're going to move into balancing poses. If you'd like to step back a little bit to the center of your mat, you're absolutely welcome to. I'll turn to face you so that you can see a little bit better. So we'll start off with your tree pose. This posture can be taken so many ways. You'll ground down through your left foot and imagine that your foot is growing roots in through your mat into your floor. You can place your hands to your heart or you can place your hands on your hips. You'll lift your heel, turn your right heel in toward your left ankle. This might be enough. Maybe for today, you're like, hey, I'm gonna just try and lift my toe off of the mat. Or maybe I'm gonna keep this little kickstand. Bring your hands to your heart. Maybe you're like, I'm gonna go a step further, place my foot to the inside of my leg below my knee. Now, when you're here, you'll press your foot into your leg and your leg back into your foot. Feel that connection and how much stability it creates. Perhaps you're wanting to go a step further. You can go above your knee. Anywhere above or below your knee is completely fine. You'll just want to make sure that you can really press your foot into your leg back into your foot. And then for those of you who are like, I do tree all the time and I love it and I want something a little bit more challenging, I've got something cool for you. You can do the half lotus tree. So in your half lotus, you can hold on to your right foot with your left hand. And then you'll place the outer edge of your foot into the crease of your left hip. And you can hold on right here, placing your right hand to your heart. Now, if your hips are feeling a little bit tight, skip that for now. You can always come back to it later. So when you're ready, you'll go ahead and find your tree pose of choice. Finding a drishti, a gaze point that is unmoving, is very helpful. Last full breath. When you are ready, you'll release your right foot down to the mat with care. Bring your hands by your sides, palms forward, standing Shavasana. Let's find the second side. Grounding in through your right foot. You'll lift your left heel, turn your heel in, and then take the opportunity to play around with these different levels on this side. When you're ready, you'll release your left foot down with care. Place your hands by your sides, standing Shavasana. Nice job. If you did move around on your mat, bring yourself back to the top of your mat. Arms by your sides. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, rise to a halfway lift. As you exhale, make your way towards downward facing dog. You can step directly back, or you can come through high plank to low plank with the option to lower your knees if you'd like. Inhale, finding that cobra, pressing up to seal. Exhale, child's pose if you'd like that extra stretch in your spine. Once you make your way to your downward dog, inhale to extend your right leg up and back. Exhale for half pigeon. You'll bring your knee forward towards the top of your mat where your right wrist is. You'll swivel your shin towards the top edge of your mat to be parallel, but don't worry if it's not. And your right toes will come towards your left wrist. You're welcome to use the block to help you sit a little bit taller, and also place the block or a pillow or a blanket underneath of your right hip. When you're ready to, you'll slowly lower down. You can lower to your forearms or all the way. Your choice. Take your time. Let's enjoy 3 final rounds of breath here in your half pigeon pose. When you're ready, you'll rise up slowly, plant your hands, flip your left toes under. You can press straight back to your downward facing dog. Find a little bit of free movement here. Inhale, your left leg extends up and back. As you exhale, half pigeon. Now give yourself a moment here. It's very rare in life that we get the opportunity to do something again, a second time, a do-over, if you will. On this side, what can you do to be in better service to yourself? Can you offer yourself more support, a little bit more ease? Scan your body for tension and notice, am I clenching my teeth? Am I hugging through my shoulders? Am I gripping through my fingers or toes? Relax where you can. And take time to revisit your purpose, your dedication, your intention, for practicing tonight. Let's enjoy 3 final rounds of breath here in your half pigeon. As you're ready, you'll inhale to rise up slowly, put your toes under. Exhale to step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to ripple forward. As you exhale, lower your knees, and then find a seat on your mat. You can either face the front or the back of your mat, whatever works best for you. Extend your right leg forward. Place your left foot to the inside of your right leg, kind of like a seated tree shape. Inhale to extend both arms overhead. As you exhale, hinge forward. And I always like to cross my left arm over to grab the outer edge of my leg. This could be the outer edge of your shin or your foot. And then right hand just goes on top. Let's take 5 breaths. Last full breath here. I'll use an inhale to rise up. Exhale to switch legs. Right foot comes in, left leg goes out. Inhale, sit tall. Find as much length in your spine as you can. As you exhale, turn your heart maybe a little bit more toward your shin, towards your knees. Reach across. Grab a hold of the outer edge of your left leg or foot. Left hand goes on top. And I apologize for my pup. He's just confused as to why he can hear me but not see me. Last breath. Inhale to rise up slowly. As you exhale, bring the bottoms of both of your feet together. Scoot your hips back once or twice. Placing your hands to your shins or to your feet. Inhale to sit tall. As you exhale, hinge forward. Breathe here, 5 breaths. How can you find it in your heart to be more compassionate toward yourself? When we practice compassion for ourselves, it's easier to be able to practice compassion with others, to find patience for others and with others when we have the ability to be patient with ourselves, to practice non-judgment of other people's circumstances or situations when we practice that for ourselves, not judging our circumstances, not judging our situations. Let's enjoy 1 final breath here. Inhale to rise up slowly. As you exhale, you can extend your legs out, give them a little shake, and then recline all the way to your back. And make your way towards a happy baby. Now with your happy baby, you can grab the outer edge of your feet. You can grab the inner edge of your feet, or your peace fingers can go around your big toes. So whatever works best for you. You want to allow your spine to lay as flat as possible. Feel your knees draw back and your heels stretch up. You can enjoy stillness or a gentle sway from side to side. As you're ready, you'll hug both knees into your chest. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, enjoy supine twist. Scoot your hips a little bit to the right. Lower your knees over to the left. Extend your right arm out into a T and turn your head towards your right shoulder. Breathing deeply here. Again, it's not about finding your deepest depth at every turn, but rather just knowing that you are doing it. If you feel sensation, you are doing it. Using the postures to get into your body, not the other way around. Last full breath here. And as you're ready, you'll use an inhale to come back through center. Hug your knees into your chest. Massage circles in your low back here a few times in each direction. When you're ready, inhale deeply. Exhale, supine twist. Scoot your hips over to the left. Lower your knees to the right. Turn your head to the left as you extend your left arm to a T. Enjoying one final round of breath here in your twist. And on your next inhale, you'll return through center, massaging the circles on your low back. You're welcome to find any other movements that might complete this practice for you. I always like to offer a gentle inversion of floating legs, simply extending your legs up, maybe even finding a little bit of neck circles through your ankles rather. You can extend your arms up and find circles through your wrists as well. When you're ready to, you'll make your way towards final Shavasana, extending your legs long, taking up space, allowing your toes to fan to either side to release your hips, relaxing through your fingertips, palms face up, softening the space between your eyes, smoothing out through your forehead, relaxing through your jaw, feeling your entire body settle deep into the floor while feeling the support of the floor beneath you. Before leaving you in your final Shavasana, I'll guide you through a gentle meditation. The way the meditation will work is I'll say a phrase, and then you will silently repeat this phrase to yourself in your own mind. Give yourself a full breath in and a deep exhale to release. My toes, my ankles, and my feet are relaxing. My toes, my ankles, and my feet are completely relaxed. My calves, my shins, and my knees are relaxing. My calves, my shins, and my knees are completely relaxed. My hamstrings, my thighs, and my hips are relaxing. My hamstrings, my thighs, and my hips are completely relaxed. My low back and my abdomen are relaxing. My low back and my abdomen are completely relaxed. My upper back, my shoulders, and my chest are relaxing. My upper back, my shoulders, and my chest are completely relaxed. My arms and my fingertips are relaxing. My arms and my fingertips are completely relaxed. My ears and my eyes are relaxing. My ears and my eyes are completely relaxed. My lips and my jaw are relaxing. My lips and my jaw are completely relaxed. My mind is relaxing. My mind is completely relaxed. My heart is relaxing. My heart is completely relaxed. My spirit is relaxing. My spirit is completely relaxed. Begin to invite a deeper breath back into your entire body. Enjoying small movements of your fingers and wrists, toes and ankles, gentle rock of your arms and legs, and a sway of your head from side to side. Placing both hands over your heart to be in acceptance and in gratitude to your practice, to your willing mind, and to your capable body, and to your intentions for being here tonight. We'll end our time together with just one breath, inhaling fully through your nose, exhaling to release. The light and teacher in me honors and respects the light and teacher in each of you, and the light and teacher in all things. Namaste. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday evening with me. Again, my name's Justine. I left us a few extra minutes just in case anybody has any questions about the practice or just in general. And always feel free to connect with me anytime in the future if something comes up.
Awesome, Justine. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was my pleasure to be here.
Like Justine said, we've got a couple minutes for any questions or just any thoughts about the class in general before we wrap up.
Is there any other ways for us to be able to do this every single night?
I do have some online classes that I teach. It's a little bit less during the summer because so many people travel, but my website has all the information, and I'll start putting some things up for starting in September. But I do a lot of really cool classes, a lot of relaxing yin style classes. But I'm happy to put my website in the chat for you. And there's also an email. There's a way to connect with me if you're like, hey, I have a question about something that we did or anything at all. So you can always be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
Also, tonight's class was recorded and it will go up on our YouTube in a couple of days. So you can always reference this class again. And there are also 2 previous yoga recordings that we did earlier in the community wellness series. So there are at least soon to be 3 yoga classes on our EFEPA YouTube page.
Awesome.
And so that does mean that you do have a YouTube page that we can find under EFEPA.
Yep, if you go to our website, efepa.org, there's a link at the top that'll take you right to our YouTube. There are 2 yoga classes there already, and tonight's class will be up in a couple of days.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thank
you
you.
so
It's nice
much.
to meet you, Mom.
Really, really nice to meet you. Wonderful class.
Thank you so much for practicing.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, this was the last Community Wellness Series class of this July series. But we'll probably come back, I think, after the summer, maybe sometime in the fall with some more virtual classes, whether it's yoga or exercise again or something different. So keep an eye out for those, and we hope to see everybody soon.
Sounds good.
Very,
Thanks.
very good. Thank you,
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. It was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. I really enjoyed doing that tonight. So yeah, thanks again for having me. It's always a pleasure.